My dear sisters and children, in today's gospel, we see two people have gone to pray. So it deals with how we need to pray before God. Often we think or we do praying is reciting some psalms or singing some hymns and listening to some sermon and all other things. These are all good. But more the person's what you call attitude towards prayer is taken into account. How we present ourselves in front of God. Who hears our prayer? God hears. And therefore, He knows our disposition towards Himself, how we dispose ourselves, how we present ourselves in front of Him. Here also, two persons came to pray. Who are they? Pharisee and a tax collector. And both prayed. One, how did he pray? The Pharisee, he prayed, stood and prayed like this. How did he pray? God, I thank you. And I am not like other men. He himself, he prayed, should have spoken about himself. More than himself, he spoke about other persons. And not only that, instead of telling other person, he was telling about the person who next to him also. These sisters know. So, this the other person, he was standing far. He was not able to even come near to the altar. Did he lift his head up? No, lowered his head down. What did he do with his hands? With his hands he was beating his breast and telling to God, God, be merciful to me because I am a saint. I am a sinner. He did not claim himself to be a saint. He knows his shortcomings and failures. How did many people become saints? Because they all realized they were sinners. In order to become saints, we need to realize our own unworthiness, nothingness, and we need to empty before God. When we empty before God, as it is said here, whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. So, today's prayer, the parable teaching on prayer by Jesus tells how we need to approach towards God. And for that also, in today's first reading, the prophet Hosea is telling, what is telling? I desire love, not sacrifice. Say for an example, when you all fix time for the mass, yes or no? Yes. And I agree. It is a sacrifice from myself. But in that sacrifice, if I don't love what I do, what will God say to me? I desire love, but not sacrifice. So, in the prayer, we need to have love. When love exposed and humility disposed, then God is ready to come down to us. God is ready to, that's why, unless you become like little children, you will not enter heaven. So we need to become in front of God humble and small children. Small children always depend on elderly people, their parents. So we need to expose ourselves to God as totally depending on Him. not able to raise our head and ask in it or demand like the Pharisee, but like a tax collector, bending down before God, accepting our sinful nature and asking, seeking God's mercy, we will be able to become worthy person in front of Jesus and our prayer will be accepted. So let us come, humble ourselves before God so that God can exalt us the way He wants us. Amen.